So I see like a lot of what you said, and I agree with most of what you said, but a lot of people have played for me. And I will say that I probably don't always seem to reflect that, but in my eyes, I do. I will start by I want to play devil's advocate, if you will, and I want to defend some coaches in the fact that I started coaching. I won't even say young because a lot of people started coaching younger than me, but that can also happen when you don't have experience. So you can do certain things. I know I've changed a lot of things during a game because I was trying to find a solution, and that was simply put, I wasn't that good as a coach at that point, at least. And so trying to find a solution, also just trying to stop the bleeding, if you will, trying to stop the issues going on with the team, because unfortunately you can't call a timeout to be like, hey, let's do this. But also, I think a lot of that comes from. I remember I had a chance to talk to a coach, and a former player, and now he's a coach, and he was saying, no matter what happens, the plan you had at the beginning of the season, you stick to it all the way to the end of the season, no matter what happens, and then you evaluate after. And I heard him, and I was like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Have conviction, go all the way, yeah, but like, what if? And I agree with them. Although, like in anything, I don't think anything's black and white. I don't think it's 100% always do this, 100% never do this.
Yeah.
So I do think there are a few times where you should adapt, but I basically would agree with his idea of stick to what you planned. If you believe you planned it correctly, if you took the time, if you correctly evaluated your players and your team, because it's possible you didn't. And so you gotta be good at that, simply put, sorry to say. And then do it.
Yeah.
Now, yeah.
So another thing is going back to that coach that you just mentioned, with telling you that you have to stick with your plan through the season. If you have a plan, at least from what I know, high the chance the team isn't going to pick up on what you're saying until much later in the season.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, the way youth soccer in the U.S. works, you don't get that much preseason time. Practices are short. The practice days are very limited. A lot of things can come up, whether they cancel practice for literally every reason you can find. Your players, your better players tend to be multi-athletes, so they do different sports. So sometimes they're going to miss practices. Maybe they might have swim lessons or a class or something. So you never get that consistency to really get your plan to work out at the beginning of the season.
Absolutely.
It's very hard to do, right? But what I have noticed is that when you do stick it out, and I'm speaking from personal experience on this one, both as a player and as a coach, and probably the reason why I did it as a coach was because I experienced it as a player, and I knew it worked, right? So I experienced it. I was like, I kind of knew what to expect. I remember I was coaching at a high school, and I wanted the team to play. I wanted the team to play a certain style, and I felt like we had the players for it. But again, it's high school. Some of the kids have after-school activities, after-school classes. Sometimes they might get detention. Some days they might be sick. Your preseason is like 2 weeks long, right? And we start, and you're trying to teach the players this, and some of them are on board, some of them are not on board. And you kind of have to try to convince everyone that, hey, this thing will work if we do it. And the best player we had on the team didn't get on board on what I was saying until like the last 3 games of the season. And the team, some players got on board, and you had like the first couple of games were just not it. They were just not it, right? We lost a lot of games. So the big focus was trying to build out of the back, getting away from this whole kickball mentality, just kick the ball up, playing like every other high school team. We wanted to do something different. And um, there were the players weren't comfortable playing the ball on that because what are they taught in their clubs? If you get pressure, kick it out. And I'm trying to teach them that, okay, yeah, you can kick it out if you get pressure. This another alternative, right? There's something else you can do as well, right? This is giving you the confidence to be comfortable on the ball, especially when you have all this space around you. Because the place where you're going to have the most space on the field is usually on your own side, not on the opposition side, your own side, right?
Yep.
And I remember every game that we lost or tied or didn't win, because we didn't win a lot of games, was because one of the defenders, center back, left back, right back, made a mistake, gave the ball away, made a bad pass. The keeper made a mistake, gave a bad pass. And the attitude I took when those things happened, I think is what helped the team to kind of get this idea of it's okay to screw up. We are here to learn. It's okay to screw up, right? I didn't say this player he screwed up 3 games in a row, right? 3 games in a row, and I still didn't sub him out or get angry about it. Like halftime will come and I'll talk. It's like, okay, so this is what you can do next time. This is what you can do next time, right? Don't stress. I always reminded him, do not stress it. It's not a big deal. It's okay. You're learning something new. It's okay to screw up. And I always reminded the players, it's okay to screw up. It's okay to screw up. And at some point, they went on the field. This happened like at the end of the season, like last 3 games or whatnot. They get on the field and there's this confidence about them. They know if they make a mistake. I don't care about the mistake they make. Is what do you do after the mistake, right? What
the reaction.
What is your reaction? Don't put your head up. Just try to fix it. And quite frankly, this is, and I think a part of it too is them understanding what the coach wants from them, because in the beginning, they hear what you're saying, but with anything new, you're not quite sure what the person is really asking for until it's repeated and repeated and repeated over and over and over again. And then they're like, oh, okay, so you mean I can do this? It's okay. And then they kind of get comfortable with your ideas and what your expectations are, and they're able to go on the field as confident players. And I remember the last couple of games, I think I had 2 coaches from the opposing team, like the last couple of games, 2 different coaches come and tell me, it's like, I really love the way your team plays. And for me, that was the biggest compliment or compliments of the season, right? I didn't care about us losing games. The games we lost, I look at them, I'm like, if they played differently, they could have easily won, right? If they played differently, they could have easily won. And the truth is, not every player bought the idea.
Bought in.
Some players left early on in the season. Some players left mid-season. But the ones that stayed, I mean, the relationship I have with them till today, I think speaks for itself.
Thank you for checking out the ToroFoot Podcast today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like and the subscribe button, and check out some of the other videos we have available as well. Thank you very much.